I looked at the map and I was like, okay, I think FlaSh might take it, but we'll have to see. Right now, we're getting a look at SoulKey. So far, 9-6 and 3-1 versus Terran.
Yeah. And won 4 of his last 5 games. So, you know, he's in pretty good, he's in the upward arrow zone. So I'm feeling good about that.
He's got that totally north pointing. It's not even 1 degree to the right or even the left.
Not even.
All the way to the north.
He's going straight up.
He looks really actually calm for this game.
Yeah, he looks very focused.
He's like rolling his eyes. He's like, oh yeah, FlaSh, whatever.
Easy peasy. I know this guy. Like, I beat Mario last turn.
Yeah.
This guy will be toast.
SoulKey is definitely a guy who can take down this guy, but definitely the fan favorite. A huge cheer coming out of the KT fans right now, even drowning out my voice. This guy is 14-7 right now, the most winning player in all of Pro League. He is 6-1 versus Zerg. This guy is a Zerg killer.
That is pretty impressive. I got to give it to you. I kind of feel like it's a Terran killer versus a Zerg killer right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That's why, you know, every single match we've had today and we're going to have is going to be incredibly close. Well, it looks like we're going to head right into this second match here. It's going to be SoulKey versus FlaSh. SK T1 versus KT. I hope you guys feel the hype because I do. It's being casted here by Brendan and Moonglade today. Let's get right into it.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
And in the bottom right, we have SoulKey.
There he is, wearing his pretty cool glasses. And up here in the top left, in the red for KT Rolster, Terran player, of course, it is FlaSh. And I have to say, when we first had the cheer come out for SK Telecom, there was a very, very enthusiastic fangirl.
Yeah, she was pretty full on. I mean, FlaSh really brings it out of those girls, man. They go crazy for him.
Yeah.
And the amount of girls in the audience is quite surreal.
I mean, this is probably the 2 most hyped teams in Pro League, to be honest. These
Definitely
guys,
safe to say.
They bring the biggest crowds on any single day, and when they face off each other, these guys have been rivals for so long that this is why we have this kind of gigantic crowd where people are standing in the back. Even the second floor has people sitting in a ring.
Yeah. It's
someone waving at me up there. Hey guys, thanks for coming down. This says Terran Young-ho, which is the name of FlaSh.
Ah. And we see, so far, it's just a standard kind of gas racks opening for FlaSh. So it's going to be probably most likely Reapers. Reaper Harass.
Yeah.
The best opening for Terran versus Zerg right now. Gives you map control, gives you perfect scouting, and potential drone kills.
Yeah. We see FlaSh do this almost every single time.
Definitely the safest, smartest way to go. And we just see a 15 hatchery from SoulKey.
I'm not going to read that for you guys, but I know you guys were reading that on stream.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah, just to mention FlaSh always doing that build. He is like not the pioneer, but he's the guy who takes a build to his own, and he just does it literally 95 to 99% of all games.
Well, safety first. That is one of the safest strats for sure, and I can't blame him whatsoever. If I was a Terran player, I would do exactly the same as FlaSh.
Yeah.
And we see kind of a later gas for SoulKey. Kind of like a, I guess if you want to get technical, it's like a 16 gas. So it's like the Zerg and Speed will come out maybe like just after 6 minutes, 6 minutes 30. A bit later than what you can get, but it's more of a safer build, especially against like 2 Raxes and any sort of aggression, because you get Zerglings out just that little bit quicker.
Yeah. Going to start mining that gas now with 3 of those drones. The first Reaper comes out here for FlaSh. Something we see sometimes FlaSh mix up is the number of Reapers he puts out there. He's actually also done it before where he puts down a reactor and gets out 2 at the same time. Or they're a little bit later, but it's more harass heavy.
Yeah, I mean, that would really be strong with Hellions. That can really help you deny a 3rd base.
Yep. Well, this is the battle we see every single time. TVZ the Zerglings pop out right when the Reaper gets to the base.
Absolutely. And it's just pretty much as back and forth with Zerglings and Reapers. Can the Reaper kill any Zerglings? Or can the Zerglings kill the Reaper, which never happens.
Reaper is so fast, so slippery.
Yeah, they're actually ridiculously slippery.
Yeah. Well, here's the second one now. Can start hitting on that queen, even though she doesn't want to give them her number.
Yeah, she ain't want none of that. None of that at all. And 2 queens are out, so it's going to be pretty much shut out from the base now. Ooh, almost died.
Yeah, FlaSh getting a little bit aggressive there. Almost loses that second Reaper. He's got to be careful. If he wasn't paying attention, that was going to be a snipe on that Reaper.
Absolutely.
But he was like watching it the whole time. Like he just waits until the queens are just about to hit and he just moves it right away. He's like, nope.
Not going to happen.
Sorry, SoulKey. Not today.
Oh, he shouldn't have moved those Zerglings away, I think.
Yep, now he's got 3 Reapers. He can start poking at that queen again. There's not enough energy here for the transfuser, but with the 3rd queen, should be able to pick it, kick those guys out of the base.
And with 3 Reapers, it really gives you, especially if you're the Zerg, an idea that the Terran's going to go for a more like Hellion Reaper heavy sort of a harassment. Going to really try and pressure that 3rd base, try and cancel it, and he's really going to try and like kill those queens because Reapers are much more effective at killing queens than Hellions are for sure.
Yeah,
a lot more DPS and a lot more DPS on hatcheries, etc. too. So. And with this, we also see a starport going down. So we're going to see Hellion Banshee. So we're going to see a great deal of pressure coming up from FlaSh and really going to try and cancel that 3rd base.
Yeah, there's the cloak, like you were mentioning with the FlaSh.
With the FlaSh.
With the FlaSh, with the Banshees,
FlaSh is doing it, man. And
he is indeed.
Yeah, it's really going to, I'm pretty sure that SoulKey scouted it all. So he's not going to be caught unprepared for it. He doesn't know if it's going to be Cloak Banshees or not, but he has got a really fast tier 2 going for a lair. So he will be able to get Overseers out fairly quickly.
Yeah, he's gone for the gases really early here, and the lair is going to come out.
Not going for that 3rd base at all. He kind of understands this map is a lot harder to get a 3rd on. And yeah, because of these Reapers, 3 Reapers, they can really pressure queens.
They just did so much damage to that queen.
Exactly.
The transfuse comes down and does save it. I like what SoulKey did. He hid the Zerglings for a little while, just until that queen was about to go down, just until FlaSh might overcommit, maybe get this around, but FlaSh on the ball there.
Yep, very well played.
And we do see the Spire coming down right after that lair finished.
Yeah, honestly, we see kind of like a hard counter to FlaSh's build right now from SoulKey. SoulKey's really done his homework. He's not going for a ridiculously fast third or anything, and he's getting a Spire, and he's kind of just staying on 2 base and going for like really quick mutas. Oh.
There it is, SoulKey on the ball. But look at this, only 1 queen in here, and now this Banshee can start picking at those drones on the side. But
picked some drones, but he hasn't scouted anything else. He hasn't scouted a Spire or anything. It could be, at this point, it could be a Spire or it could be a Nidus. And both he has to be very careful of.
FlaSh has got to know something weird is going on. He's seen the gas. He's like, what are you doing here exactly?
Exactly. He's got to be very careful.
The Spire is in such a great spot here. Just to notice what's on screen, we do see 2 armories, so it looks like we might have a transition into that mech. Yeah, there it is, the mech upgrades coming up. This is what I want to see out of FlaSh. The only thing I'm worrying about is that the harass is pretty much not really too much, but
FlaSh is trying his best to scout out what's exactly going on.
Oh, he might get it here.
He's going to get it for sure.
Yep, there he does see it.
That's the key scout right here.
And we got 8 mutas on the way. This is what you can get. He stayed on 2 base for so long, just trying to get these mutas out here. And the 3rd base of FlaSh is not up right now.
And FlaSh is only has his engineering bay 3/4 done, so mutas could get across the map and start doing damage if they want to in time. But that Viking kind of creating a lot of distraction, and turrets are going to start up.
Yeah.
And it looks like Thors are almost out, so FlaSh should be okay. But the 3rd base is up successfully for SoulKey, and we're going to have to wait and see what he's going to go into. But I'm going to got a hint that it's going to be either a Roach timing or I guess maybe Swarm Host or something. I mean, he's upgrading the range attack.
Yep, we're going to have to see. The missile turret does get canceled there at the 3rd base, but there is one here in the main base. SoulKey's staying to try to pick off, it looks like 2 of those workers and then just back off. Thing to notice here right now, if you look at SoulKey's workers, he's up to 72, whereas FlaSh is only at 47. Of course, FlaSh is going to have those mules, but still.
Well,
SoulKey is going to be sitting pretty on 3 bases right now.
Absolutely. But once you've kind of like discovered that it's like mech, you have to be like really greedy. You have to be so greedy that it's like it almost feels wrong, because mech is just so cost efficient. It actually is ridiculous, because that mech ball is going to build up and up and up, and it's either going to kill it or it's going to kill you at that point in the game. So you really want as much money as you can, as fast as you can.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually be surprised if SoulKey took a 5th as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, especially on this map. It's something you can do those 4th and 5th bases not too far away at pretty even lengths as well from each other comparatively. So for now, he's just going to go for that 4th base. And we do see actually some bio upgrades coming up here to follow up for FlaSh. He did get the +1/+1 for the mech, but he is getting the +1 to attack now for his infantry and stim.
That's very interesting. That's actually really effective against Swarm Host play, especially. Bio always good at DPSing down Swarm Hosts or Locusts.
Yeah, look at this. The Zergling's going to surround that Thor. I'm not sure if they're going to get it. This is a bit of an overcommitment here at a SoulKey, I feel.
A bit wishful thinking.
Yeah, he was trying to snipe a Thor there, but FlaSh was just like, lol, okay, I'll just repair it, I guess. And look at this. We have 4 barracks now coming up. It looks like he was about to build a 5th one as well.
Yeah. He kind of, it looks like he has identified that it is Swarm Host, and he's going to be going for that kind of bio with the mech, which I think is an absolutely great idea, and it's going to really make SoulKey think twice about his composition, and he's really going to have to invest in something different. Whether it's going to be maybe Roach Hydra with this, maybe more Roach Hydra than he'd usually want, maybe Infestors with these Swarm Hosts would also be very effective. But for now, it looks like it's going to be some Swarm Host pressure while that 4th base gets up. And you know, FlaSh kind of has enough to deal with it, but he only has 4 tanks, and they're kind of out of position at the moment, so he's going to need to have them in pretty good positioning to get rid of Locusts.
He's got to move those over to the 3rd base. I mean, he's got them, if you guys can tell, you can't see it on screen, they're kind of to the south of the 3rd base, a little bit to the southwest there, that little ball of units there, so he's got to move those over. Looks like he has moved a couple of those.
Yeah.
SoulKey does have to target these. It looks like he's going for the units, rather, instead of those supply depots. I feel like he can start picking up those supply depots, just making it really annoying for FlaSh.
Yeah, supply blocking would be great. Slowing down this war machine right now would be absolutely a great idea. Trying to give himself more time, more bank to kind of come up with a solution. But I honestly don't think he even knows that it's going to be bio involved as well. So it's going to be kind of like a scary, like, bulldozing army with a lot of mech plus marines to help DPS down the Locusts.
Yeah, I feel like that's the big problem here for SoulKey. He's got to identify the fact that this bio follow-up is coming, because if he doesn't, he's gonna have a hard trouble coming ahead of him in the future.
Very hard time.
We do see the 5th base being taken here by SoulKey.
Oh, but wait a second. We see a Baneling Nest coming down. So maybe SoulKey kind of has an idea that this is on the cards. But at the same time, it looks like FlaSh is already moving across the map.
Yeah, he's going to start moving there. It just starts with that scouting Hellion, and now SoulKey's like, uh-oh, you're coming with your entire army, and we see 50 Zerglings on the production tab right now. Not sure where are the tanks. Okay, there they are.
Finally here. That's actually quite a lot of tanks now. He really built up 8 tanks. More than enough to really deal with Locusts, as well as bio to help out too. And this is actually looking really scary for SoulKey right now. The Baneling Nest just finished, but no Baneling speed on the way.
Yeah, that 5th base is basically just gone. He's not going to be able to hold that, especially with the tanks on the low ground. That's what I was talking about on this map. You can just put those guys there and siege up, and it's so hard to deal with. I love what SoulKey's doing, though. He has this like hidden group of units over here. I think they're going to come from behind. Maybe he's just going to make a ton of stuff and just go for the attack, but he also has the spine crawlers up here, and he's going to take it really slow. He's taken another 5th base to the north as well, so he could even sacrifice this base if he needs to.
Absolutely.
The one thing he doesn't have just yet is the Baneling speed.
That's going to be a big factor too, considering how many tanks there are and how little time he's going to have.
Here we go from both sides. Here's the surround. Banelings hitting everything. The Locust staying totally alive. And it looks like the army of FlaSh is going to be decimated here. He's going to have to pick up and go away. Wow. Totally held by SoulKey.
Totally
no problem.
That was beautiful. Beautiful surround. Every angle. Saves his 3rd base. 4th base building up the top as we speak. And yeah, he's in a very good position, but he has to keep his army flowing. He has to keep keep up, and he's got to be ready for the next push, because this is kind of like a parade push. It's never going to end. FlaSh wants to end it now. He's going to keep bringing down his units, and it's just going to be pressure on pressure. And at the same time, he's dropping the top.
Well, SoulKey is going to be ready for this one. FlaSh is going to get that medevac out, it seems, as SoulKey does have to bring his units back. But if you guys look at the stats on this map, it is 9-4, Terran versus Zerg. It's definitely Terran favored, at least in the matches we have seen. But SoulKey's like, nah, I don't think so. You know, I'm gonna use actually the map to my advantage. I'm gonna come from all these different sides. I can come from behind in the middle there if he pushes at my third base, totally fine. I really like what SoulKey's doing so far in this game. He looks incredibly strong. I
mean, I can definitely see it being like a massive disadvantage because of where those 4th and 5th places are. It's just like so out of the way, so hard to really deal with. But yeah, SoulKey's handled it great so far. And that 4th base still up, still managed to deal with any sort of drops, but he's really going to have to leave some Zerglings there to really deal with these Marine drops, because they're just going to keep coming pretty much. And at the same time, it really looks like FlaSh is going to fully committed back into Bio Tank, which is very effective against Swarm Hose. But these Swarm Hose like, kind of applying pressure as this Mutaling Bane ball grows and grows, which is very handy. Oh, but he has to be careful.
SoulKey coming in here with the surround again. Once again, these tanks are gone. They have no support here. Nothing at all. Even the Thor is going to go down to a minimal amount of mutas, just 7. I have to say, SoulKey is just dominating FlaSh in this game.
He is looking amazing, and I'm loving the use of these Swarm Hosts and surrounds. But at the same time, this 4th base up top is getting dropped, and it looks like it's going to go down.
Yeah, finally.
I mean, 5th base. Of course.
FlaSh's going to commit a couple of these medevacs to go for that commit. But look at this. I think this might be a little bit too much. SoulKey having just enough here.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to get both of these medevacs and all of his units.
Yeah, maybe a little too ambitious. But at the same time, on the bottom, the other 5th base is also getting dropped. Previously the 6th base, and I think maybe FlaSh can take this down. He's doing so much damage to it. It's going to be at a point where it's going to be easy to kill later on.
Yeah, he's going to focus it as much as possible because just like you said, he's going to be able to come a little bit later on and just focus that down once again with another nice drop. Right now we see FlaSh going up to 2-2 upgrades for his infantry, but we're seeing SoulKey's army right here in front of our eyes. It is looking unstoppable. Looks like he might go for the commit here with the Locust and a ton of these Zerglings with the Ultralisk. It looks like this could be it. Gonna come from behind with another angle here on these Ultralisks, just decimate the rest of this army. And it looks like SoulKey has done it.
Wow.
For this game.
A great transition into Ultralisk. There's just simply nothing to do. FlaSh is just so behind in his upgrades and his army that, yeah, it's really impossible. And these Locusts are kind of just zoning out the rest of the army while those Banelings and Ultralisks take down the 4th base.
Yeah. FlaSh barely has anything. I mean, he's going to be able to focus down that, 6th base, I guess we've been calling it now. But SoulKey has a booming economy. He's had 70 drones for at least probably 10 minutes StarCraft time here.
He's been very, very comfortable in his economy. Hasn't really been threatened at all. Just the outer base has kind of been dropped, which is not too much of a big deal, especially when you have this kind of bank, this kind of economy lead. And you've been destroying the Terran army repeatedly.
Yeah, I have to say SoulKey's been playing this map perfectly for Zerg. He's just been so accepting of the army. He's like Russia. He's like, okay, you can invade me, but I have like 70 other bases that you just can't drop at the same time. You just don't have enough units. And I have an incredible economy that's just going to be able to out-sustain you for so long.
Incredible economy, incredible creep spread.
Yeah, that too.
It's just everything is just going right for SoulKey. He's just played it so well.
He even has the creep spread in the middle there. That was so effective for the strategy he went for now. Yep. Now with the Locust, he's going to come in here. The Banelings start rolling in, and there's only like 4 tanks and some Marines here. SoulKey is going to wipe out the rest of the army of FlaSh, and he's going to have to GG. There it is. SoulKey taking game number 2 for SK Telecom.
I had faith. I had faith in the guy, and man, he delivered.
Moonglade is pulling out all the stops. Probably the best guy at predicting these games, especially for Zerg. SoulKey looking nearly unstoppable there against Terran.
That was a work of art. I loved how he used those Swarm Hosts. I loved how he baited all the tank shots with the Locust for his Baneling Ultra, and yeah, he just crushed it. I have never really seen an army like that crush a Terran army.
Yeah.
It's rare that you see Swarmers involved.
It's weird because we saw the first game where Parting basically crushed who's